Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with a response to Lawn Boy's post 1975's video on the Crow remake. Too Far is his title, but he's basically his response was on what movie would you not like the movie industry to remake because you hold it too sacred. Now, before I get into that, I'll just do a little bit of a clarification on an item. He was talking about one of my favourite movies, which is The Thing, produced and directed by John Carpenter. A really well made movie. I probably wouldn't like to see that movie remade either, and they're not doing that. As he mentioned, they're making a prequel, and that prequel will be called The Thing from Another World. Right? So The Thing by John Carpenter is one movie. The Thing for Another World is actually a different movie, and what some people don't know is The Thing was set immediately after the events of the movie The Thing for Another World, and here it is here. So Howard Hawks' production, The Thing from Another World, which is, immediately the time period immediately before The Thing. And if you've never seen this movie or heard of this movie, I seriously recommend you go and grab it, especially if you're a fan of The Thing. Now, of course, it's an old black and white movie. You have to be in the right mood to watch it and get through one of my favourite comments in the movie that always makes me laugh. Of he'll never get through there. That's solid corrugated iron. Yes, particular laugh in Australia because we invented the stuff. But I've got it on Laserdisc, but you can find this movie around the traps. Anyway, so that's good. That is something that Hollywood is doing right. They're remaking a movie where most of the actors are dead or gone or anything like that, and they really, had a really limited environment to do it. And this in itself isn't the best movie in the world. The actual John Carpenter's The Thing is probably, I would say, the better movie. So making a new prequel chapter is a good thing. So, and generally when they with these reboots, they try and make a sequel or a prequel, I think they're on the right track. Whereas completely remaking the movie virtually never works. One exception being, good example given, was the Batman series. Now, a second aside, this is still not the thing. Before a certain movie came out, I would have said, they never should have remade this. Right? Now, they didn't remake it, they made a sequel. And I was actually very, very, very excited that they were going to make a sequel for Tron. I printed out posters and I got a copy of the soundtrack, which is very good. Daft Punk's soundtrack is actually very good. And I went and saw the movie in 3D, and I felt so uncomfortable halfway through the movie. I almost thought about leaving. If I hadn't been there with my kids, I wouldn't have sat through it because the middle of the movie is dreadful. Now, on retrospect, later on, my sister bought me it on Blu-ray, and I've watched it in non-3D on a nice TV at home in a more comfortable environment, and I can live through the slow bit in the middle, and I actually enjoy it. But I wouldn't rate it as a fantastic movie. I'd rate it as a reasonable movie that was a bit of a disappointment. So this is where they can go wrong. So they had a lot of good ideas, but the story was shit. Let's put it that way. And now we go to the subject of the thing. Now, I would also agree with the fact that they should never remake Back to the Future. They go near that, they're looking for trouble. Now, one of the movies that I hold the most dear at heart, and they should never ever remake this. Now, there is some talk of, mainly because the certain director, I'm going to reveal it now because I'm going to talk about another movie as well, Ridley Scott, has actually been in discussions with the people who've bought the rights to do a sequel to Blade Runner. Not a remake, a sequel, but if they ever remade Blade Runner, notice I've got the final cut here, and yes, I don't have the ultimate box set thingy because I've never been able to afford it. I do have it on DVD as well. It is just one of those perfect movies that sets a particular place in history for myself and through the sci-fi era. Now, also another slight correction. You probably mightn't have heard the news, but the Alien prequel, Ridley Scott has decided that he can't do it in a way that will not upset too many Alien fans. What he's doing is a movie called Prometheus, that's its now working title, that will be set in a similar universe to Alien, but it won't be set in the same universe. So he can make a movie with his original intentions of writing a prequel to Alien, but not restricted with the canon of the universe. So that has potential to do the right thing. The same as when he's in talks with people and he's insisted on a sequel to Blade Runner would be the only thing he'd think about. Now there are a couple of sequel books by Jetta, I think they are. I might have to look that up and check. And I've read one of those, so I don't know whether they'd base the story around those or not, but that's still way in pre-production. But there you go, there's a quick response video. I think it might even be the first response video I've done, other than Sam and Todd's Donkey Kong Challenge, so I hope you enjoyed that, and please comment, and of course go see and check out Lawnmower Post 1975 channel if you haven't already. Link below. Thank you very much.